Let us understand this problem easily. Now, what is given in the question, right? Firstly, we are given with two arrays which are named as nums1 and nums2 consisting of positive integers. You have to replace all the zeros, not one or two. But this is must and much important, all the zeros in both arrays. Not only in one array that we can change the zeros, not only in nums2 we can change the arrays. We need to change zeros. We need to replace all the zeros in both the arrays. In both arrays with strictly positive integers such that the sum of elements of both arrays becomes equal. Return minimum equal sum you can obtain or -1 if it is impossible. So we need to return the minimum equal sum, but let us check what are the possibilities. We cannot take the sum. Now we are given with the two examples. First thing, let us go with the first example and then the second example, and we are given with 32010. Now we have 32010. Now what is the minimum element that I can give to this zero? That means I am changing all the zeros. That means what is the minimum number that I can give? Why I am considering the minimum number? Because we are asked with the minimum equal sum. So if I give the minimum integer, minimum positive integer which is 1, minimum positive integer which is 1, minimum positive integer which is 1. Now what is the sum that I get? I'll get here 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 1 is 12. Now what is the minimum, the sum which I get from nums1 if I replace the zeros with the minimum element, minimum positive integer? Then 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 is 8. Now here the thing is, but let us go to the next example and understand what will be the answer. Now nums1 is 2 0 2 0. Now I have 1 comma 4. Now the sum here is 5. Now if I replace the numbers with ones, then I would get 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay. Now here to get a sum of 6, I doesn't have any zeros, right? So that's why the all the zeros are already changed to ones, and here there are no zeros that I can change and obtain a 6. So the first observation is, if zeros zeros in 1 nums1 is that means if they are greater, then let us go to the example of 2. Then let us understand, if zeros in 2 are 0 and if sum 1 is greater, right? If sum 1 is greater than sum 2, then return -1. Now if zeros in 1 is equal to 0 and if sum 2 is greater than sum 1, then we will return -1. That means it is impossible to get the sum equal. Why? I'll explain you again. So here I have a minimum sum. That means even if I change all the zeros of nums1 to the minimum positive integer which is 1, then I will get 6 as the minimum sum of nums1. But here I have 5, right? In nums2, if the zeros in nums2 are 0 and sum 1 is greater than sum 2, then return -1 and just change it. And if these two are that means true, then we'll return -1 for this and for this. Now what will be the second observation? The second observation is, if you see here I have 12. Now what I'll do is I just need 4, just need plus 4. Even if I need plus 1000, I would pick any one element which is having 0 and just increment it by 4, right? I just need 4, right? I just need plus 4. So I would I would add plus 4, then it would become 5. Now what will be the sum? 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 3 will be 12. And as I said, I got equal, right? Now from this observation, I can take the second observation as, or the intuition is something like conditions and conditions of the first observation, and the second thing is getting the sum. For getting the sum, I need the maximum number 12. Here the maximum number is 12. So the second observation will be get get maximum of sum 1 comma sum 2, and for your understanding it will be the answer. Why? Why? Because even if you take another array like 3, wait a second, like 3, 5, and I need 1000 here, I need 1000 here, I have 0 and I have a 0, right? What is the minimum element that I can give here? 1. What is the minimum element? Let me take this as just 100, just 200, right? 100 is one element and 100 is another element. Now I have 1000 and I have changed it to 1. Now I have changed it to 1. What will be the answer? 201. Now I have 1001. 1001. What I'll do? I'll just add plus 800 to this 1. So as I said, no need to add 1 or add 800. We just need to return the maximum of these two. But for your convenience, I'm saying that just add 800 to 1. Then I would get 100 and then 100 again and 801. Totally, it would be 1001. The sum will be 1001, which is equal to the sum of 2. So, this is the whole intuition. And what will be the algorithm? Algorithm will be consisting of the same thing of the conditions, same thing as the first conditions. So, we would be iterate nums 1 and nums 2 and get zeros in 1 and zeros in 2, and also sum 1 and sum 2, right? So after that, here we'll be returning, as I said, max of sum 1 and sum 2, maximum of sum 1 and sum 2, right? The code will be also the same, right? And for it in nums 1, what I'll do? If it is equal to 0, sum 1 plus plus. And also I have to do another thing, which is zeros, zeros in 1, zeros in 1 plus plus. Next, else or even I just add someone plus is equal to it. Why? Because if I even add 0, there is no problem for it in nums 2. Zeros when if it is equal to 0, if it is equal to 0, zeros in 2 plus plus and sum 2 plus plus, and then sum 2 plus is equal to it. Now after this iteration, what as I said, now I am copying them and just here return here, and then return maximum of sum 1 comma sum 2. So this is a pseudocode algorithm intuition observation and the explanation, and you can get the code in the description and have given the link. So if you like the video's explanation, go like the video and do share to your friends and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.